XRP is showing all the bullish signs which you should not miss. We are trying to break a bull flag on a monthly. We are trying to break through a bullish pattern on a weekly. And we got the first weekly candle close above that resistance. Now, yes, it is true that the wicks, this is a trouble. The standard deviation zone is here and the price is inside that. But don't forget the fact that it is first time that we are closing in that range on a weekly chart. When you do go in, you get everything bullish. If you are someone who observe the RSI, on a monthly, what do you see? The RSI, the strength, is about to go into a territory which it has not seen from 2021. That is something which you should recognize. Historically speaking, when your strength goes above, even on the weekly side of the equation, the price starts to rise. And that's exactly what you're watching. Now, the timing of all of that will coincide weirdly with Bitcoin. So what Bitcoin is doing here in front of you matters too. That means the timing. This is about to happen. Is it going to happen today, tomorrow, or the week after that? It all depends on how this guy pushes the market around. But the way we see XRP and everything it shows, it's not going to be too late from here. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. We've been talking about XRP and how the price and price action of XRP was looking positive, how it was starting to show all the bullish signs which we wanted to. And now you're watching, yeah, it's true. The market has allowed it to push higher in price. Now the volume, it's 2 billion. Now remember, when the price of XRP runs higher and you see people coming in to buy it on the volume side, there is a question which you should be asking. And that question is the majority. Do they care about this? Is the retail entering here? Because if you see that there is a ton of retail right now in the market, yeah, that's a concern. Meaning you go on a 30 days and look at it. Now we are at a range which we have not seen in last month. Now say you go look at the last quarter itself. You're watching this in front of you. Clear? So we have seen these levels before. But when you go on a yearly, this happens to be the local tops. So if we don't get to see breaking this particular trend, that is a red flag. And Bitcoin himself is showing, I want to retest. Now, it's not a bad thing that you retest a breakout. It's a healthy sign of the market growing. So on the Bitcoin side of the equation, you do have this. You want to see the price coming back down. The 1, 2, 3 we talked about, it's kind of done. And it's kind of done close to this range. When I say that, what do you really understand? Because if you don't, think about visualizing the possibilities. We did think about this before. We had the thought process clear. We argued either we are directly going to come down here or we will bounce back up to the levels which we have seen before and then slowly correct back down. So right now, if you are in the price action, if you are observing that clearly, you can see the fact that this range has been now tested. You went just above that. Now, one of the positive stuff there is this can act as a support. So the retest is primarily going to be on the 64,500 range. If we can maintain the 64,500, it is going to help the altcoin price action. So generally, the basic equation which we are saying is if this trend line holds, it's good. Coming down to test 64,400, 64,500 is a positive side of the equation. So now you slowly go on to a 12-hour chart, to a daily chart, whichever direction you want to go to. Because Bitcoin will decide how the market reacts. So on the side of the Bitcoin, you can easily observe the fact that now you're testing a resistance. And by the time you reach that resistance, you have the 1, you have the 2, you have the 3. Okay, so you have the 1, you have the 2, you have the 3. So the ABC structure is all that we want. A, B, C. If we can come back down to 60, that should be the opportunity zone in altcoins as we were arguing. Now, yes, we are always early for some reason, but at least this is just a week early. That's a good sign. No one knows when exactly that's going to happen, but once the market tells you it is happening, now it's on you. You have to decide what you're going to do with your trades. You have to decide how you're going to manage your dry powder to be ready to buy these good assets when you reach the support. So while you look at XRP, you're at a resistance, not at a support. So your long-term backs, which are packed, hold them. Just hold on to them. What you're watching when you reduce all the noise in the market is the fact we have talked about. We talked about this rectangular pattern for months. Now we're watching that breaking higher as wave 1. I think even in the most recent videos, we argued this is going to happen. And now we are watching that. Now, it will not happen in one leg. It will happen step by step, or it should happen step by step. So, the wave 1 here and the wave 2. That particular wave 2 should have the nano waves inside this, the 1, 2, 3. I know that's confusing, but the nano, the micro, the macro, all these waves will fall into place. Don't confuse. It is going to happen. The question is it going to happen within October? Most likely, October is going to give you a $2 XRP. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm completely off on this. Timing is the hardest part. But observe this. The RSI on a weekly for XRP is now at 60. When was the last time you saw this? Around 60 you came in 2023. Now you take that on a 3-day. You are trying to go back into the overbought region, and each and every time you did that, the price kind of topped off because you were not able to enter fully into the overbought region. So now when you take that step back into a weekly, it is showing you, however, the weekly has more strength this time. However, the monthly, the MACD is bouncing back and it's in the positive zone. It's not the daily on the positive zone. It's the monthly. So understand that the higher time frame structure supersedes everything else. So that higher time frame structure is arguing, I'm about to reach a zone which is bombardment region. Now, say you go back to price to volume, you want to understand everything clearly. Volume, we had 80% of the selling volume last month, but it failed to close August like that. Now, September, we are almost there, Look at what's happening. You have little buying power, pushing the price above and pushing the price to engulf that month of August. That's a bullish sign. That's a very bullish sign. So now, staying in line, you're like, okay, I just want to see Bitcoin showing me, instead of going for this ABC structure, it is going to just do a micro correction, which is to come back to this trend line and then retest and break this. That can be a game changer. Now, for that to happen, you need to see weekly RSI of Bitcoin is already breaking to the upside. MACD on a weekly is in positive territory and is trying to break back to the upside. So as soon as it does that, remember the price action is going to go up. Whether that's a blow off the top, whether that's a wave 3, whichever you call it, it is going to happen. Now look at Ether. It's going to give you a little bit more clarity. The price action in Ether would like to show you the fact that it is doing something like this, right? A choppy session where you are forming a pattern like this. Now, while you do that, historically speaking, that's a bearish sign, a corrective signal. But then the price action also conveys the story that, yeah, it is a bearish pattern, but just one candle, taking 3 candles of corrective legs, shows the strength of bulls. So it should not continue to the downside. Now, yeah, that's on a daily. You'll have to step back to get further confirmation. You go on a 3-day chart and you're watching. This is the first time Ether is crossing to the upside and closing above the moving average after November 2023. That's a good sign. And before that, you did that here in Jan 2023. Before that, you went up here in October 2022, then July. So if you do observe the price action putting in higher highs, while we do that, while we trend higher, the price action giving you this sign, this signal on the support trend line is something you should abide by. Say when the market gives you these signs and signals, you should heed that. If you don't heed to that, the market would kind of be choppy for you. So if you're trading, understand, take your signals seriously. You buy when you say yes. You sell when it says no. For example, you go into any asset, you're looking at a lot of different things. You see, sometimes it shows you red and you will have to exit. The momentum shifts. Sometimes you see the Ranko itself, one of the most trusted signals showing you I'm going up. You enter there and it goes back down. That will happen. But then remember, one of those trades are going to take you to the upside. Whereas one would say, no, that was a wrong move. But then, remember, you abide by that. You follow your own rules. Whichever strategy you use, don't deviate away from it because of your emotions. Once the market gives you a clear sign that you are about to ride higher based on your strategy, and if that works, you take 10 trades and 8 falls on the positive territory, gives you 20, 30, 40% average, that's perfect. It's only 2 losing trades. Even if it's 3, that's okay. That's good. You're getting 70% win rate. What else do you need? If you want to follow such strategy and compound your portfolio with the SI family, use the link in the description below and join the party. While the price action come back down and give you the call out saying I'm at a support zone, watch the altcoins which are trending up against Bitcoin. Watch the altcoins suggesting I'm about to ride back from that support zone. So when Bitcoin bounces, it's going to give you massive opportunities in the altcoin segment. And why should you really care about that? Because when you do zoom out, you kind of see this. we had a breakout in the total altcoin market. And that's a 3-day chart. It's getting close to 60 in the RSI. And that's on a 3-day. Now you go on a weekly and it's close to 55. Remember, guys, your big bullish moves came in around 57. That's very easy to understand. RSI above 60 is super bullish for the altcoin market. Not every coin would move, but if you find the right coins, you are about to ride very well. Now, take the easy part. You got the MACD cross to the upside. That was the bottom. Great. Perfect. You rode that to the upside. You go back in time and look, when did you go up first for the run? It's good. Then you came back down to correct, and then you cross the MACD to the upside in the positive territory. That does not happen every now and then. That does not happen every now and then. You go back in the charts and you see, one of the only times where you got that is in here, November 2020. And that started the wave 2. Okay, fine. Now, what do you see the price action highlighting to you in front of you? That's a weekly chart, altcoin market showing the MACD is about to cross to the upside in the positive zone, not here in the negative zone. In the negative zone, that's just a micro bounce because you don't have enough strength. But while you are in the positive zone, you already have the strength. And not only that, if you do observe the trend line, this is where you are. You faked out to the downside, you're trying to bounce to the upside. And this bounce can be that magical rally, the wave 2. So now, keep this equation straight. If that kind of a rally is about to happen in the market in front of you while you are in the market, do you think they're going to make it easy for you to enter and exit each and every trade or your entire position? No, I don't think so. The only way you can beat these whales is time in the market. So your long-term bags should not be moved based on emotions. Keep that chart on a weekly. Yeah, you won't get the top in this, but the perfect thing is you won't miss a good ride. When you are in the weekly and it's green, you're riding it. If it turns red, yeah, you exit and you wait for another green. Then you re-enter. Fine. Say you don't have that ability. Now you go on a weekly and you go on a Ranko chart. If it's red, we still have something coming. If it's a reversal region, that's perfect. How do you understand that? You go on a shorter horizon to see if we are bouncing back. If we can violate that range shown in this weekly, it's 690 billion. So you go back here. If we do come up here, what's it? If we do come up here, what's it? So to break that weekly barrier, you need to do a lot. So now you come on. You go on to a daily. Now I'm taking a bit more time. But if you do see this is trending up, yeah, it may reverse at some point, but not right now. It is arguing that fact. Now you go on Ranko and daily, you see above 50, it's neutral to bullish. You remain there, that's the bullish thing you can get. And that's RSI saying that. Now we go on the MACD and you get the exact same. But this time around, you are in more positive region, which usually suggests the upside should be decent. So now the entire altcoin market is starting to show you every signs and signals which you want. And if you are able to select the right assets from the list, you're going to see your portfolio grow. Say you take 10 trades, perfect, you may win 7 of them. This is that season. Getting it wrong more than 30% is hard if you do things correctly. All the bullish divergence, all those opportunity calls we posted, it's now playing out. It's in front of you. So once you understand where to buy that opportunity, the buy zone, where to sell it, the resistance, primary resistance, tertiary resistance, everything you need to know. If you are that aggressive, okay, you're not looking at the primary. Maybe you are looking at the secondary. If you're extra aggressive, you are looking at next levels. But if you're not that aggressive, you need to take profit at the first level of resistance, major resistance. So guys, if you received value, smash that like button for me. I'll meet you on the next video. Bye for now.